Hey, it's the Love of the Game podcast. Let's go. Hey, man, we in the building. We in the building, man. Hey, we live and direct. We're a little bit early, but it's all good. The midnights was killing me. I was planning to take a day off. And then Overton decided to drop the bomb. I was going to take my day off. It's Good Friday, man. It's Good Friday. And Overton dropped the bomb. Hey, man, we got a great show lined up for you today, man. We're going to get to it. I know everybody wants to talk about the big news. Coach Petway, the assistant coach at Alabama, announced as the new coach of Kennesaw State. And I have special guests, man. I got a guest all night. So, man, saddle up. One of the main questions that everybody had, I'm going to get to it early because we got to get Coach in and out. One of the main questions that I had is, will Petway be able to recruit Georgia? We know how important and how vital that is. So here's what we did. I brought to you one of the best. I brought to you one of the best to do it in the state of Georgia, the head coach of the Pebblebrook Falcons. I'm talking about the head coach that got players on players on players on players. And he has an interesting perspective on how Petway is going to be able to get it done in Georgia and how he's going to be received by high school coaches in the state of Georgia. So, hey, man, I want y'all to give a good welcome. Coach George Washington. Coach. Welcome.
What's going on, Dre? What's going on, Dre? Y'all got me behind the cold, Dre. I'm out here chasing kids, running around following kids at the tip-off classic. Shout out to Jerome. Great tip-off classic opening night. But I'm out here. Man, let me tell y'all this. I ain't going to let you ask me no questions yet. I'm going to dictate this for a minute. Let me tell you this.
Rock out.
I've known Petway for 20 years. And I've known him when he had the red shoes on. And people at Alabama know what I mean when I talk about the red shoes. He got buckets at Alabama. But the thing I'm going to talk to y'all about is, like, the relationship piece. That dude, man, I'm going to tell y'all now, he going to come in, and the way he developed relationships with kids and change young men from young boys to young men, that's going to be the big thing. I mean, he's going to be in Georgia. He's going to recruit Georgia. He recruited Georgia. He's at Alabama. And he's going to be, like, he's a guy that you can talk to. You can sit down and have a conversation with. He's personable. Man, he's a great hire. I'm going to put it like that. Like, no knock on none of the other guys that interviewed, but when you know a guy and you know how a guy treat guys, that's important. Like, how he going to treat the guys, that's important to me. And he's going to be huge at Kennesaw State. I'm excited. I'm going to tell you this now. I was excited when Amir got this job. I'm just excited, if not excited, because this is my guy right here. And I'm excited. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm super excited.
Hey, man, I got a message from the Sexton family. Jordan reached out to me, and he was excited.
Man, man, I talked to Jordan, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning last night. He was like, yo, man, you think Pet got a chance? I said, man, I hope they pull the trigger. I hope they pull the trigger. So, you know, it's exciting because, you know, how he handled the Collins situation was special. Like, I'll tell you a story. When Colin came to Pebblebrook, we had open gym, and there was about 20 coaches in the gym. And I ain't gonna call no other coaches by name or nothing like that, but a lot of coaches got up and walked out and said the kid wasn't good enough, the kid this, the kid that. Petway said, man, I'm staying here till the kid go home. And he stayed there till the kid went home. And if anybody know how we work at Pebblebrook, man, you're gonna be there late. Like, right now, it's guys in the gym right now at Pebblebrook working out. We're going to be there 11 or 12 o'clock at night. So Petway stayed there till Colin left. And when Colin was playing 16U on Southern Stampede, there'd be no coach at the gym but Petway. And that's just the type of dude he is. Like, I'm going to just tell you that now. You're going to love him. Kennesaw State going to love him. His energy, he got a wonderful family. Man, he gonna do great.
Hey, Coach, we got a lot of the Kennesaw State faithful fouling up in here, man. Anything else you want to tell them? Like, what style of play? What do you think you can expect from Petway in year one?
Man, it's gonna be up tempo. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great basketball to watch. See what people don't realize when he was at Alabama, like this year, he ran most of the offense. So the offense you saw at Alabama, that was Petway. Like what you saw them, the guys shooting the ball, shooting the three ball, kick, penetration with the guys when two guys in the corner, two guys in the slots, and then the big guy in the middle. Man, you know basketball. He did a great job with Alabama offense the past 2 years. Like Coach Oates let him ran the offense pretty much. So when you see the offense, you're gonna be like, dang, this is good. This is good. It's gonna be fun and exciting. Don't think, Coach Amir did a great job. The Kennesaw State fans should be proud of what he done. But the guy that's coming in behind him is just as good. The energy Petway brings is going to be exciting. I'm telling you now, he's a high energy guy, high motor guy, and he's going to be one of the guys that's going to have that same energy, same passion, same love. Like he loves the game of basketball, loves it.
Hey, Coach. Well, look, man, I know you got a lot going on out there at the tip-off, man, supporting your guys and chasing those guys around. I appreciate you taking the time to come on and speak to us, man, from somebody who's worked with Petway firsthand and had them come in your gym and recruit your kids, especially a program like Pebblebrook. That's really huge to know he's going to be well received.
Oh, man, you guys going to love it. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell the Georgia guys this. Pick up the phone. He gonna call some guys in the next couple of days, answer his phone call. It's going to be a 205 number. Answer the phone because he called some Georgia guys to come play for him. And AU coaches out there, trainers out there, get ready. He going to call you guys too. You guys be ready. It's going to be a family atmosphere. Like, that's just how he operates. He's a family-oriented guy. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. I mean, Coach Amir did great things, and Petway going to do some great things too. I'm excited about Petway. Really excited. Shout out to the AD at Kennesaw State. I'm going to shout this guy out. Coach Overton, man, that's gutsy. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of that guy. So, we're going to be excited what Coach Petway going to do at Kennesaw State, and we're really excited.
Absolutely, Coach. Hey, man, appreciate you, big dog. I'll be up there at the tip-off tomorrow, man. I'll see you.
I'm there all day tomorrow. Shout out to Jerome. Let's go. Go Kennesaw State Owls. You don't want to go to war with the Owls. I'm going to sing it tonight.
Let's go. Let's go.
Out of here, man. Let me go.
All right, Coach. We'll talk.
All
right. Hey, listen, man. George is really one of the best, man. He when we talk about coaches, and the reason why I wanted George on is because Coach Washington is a guy that has players, consistently has top players. I mean, consistently has Division I talent at Pebblebrook. And he's built that program from nothing. So he understands, what hard work is supposed to look like, what coaches work hard, what coaches don't. So when I see him that excited about the Petway offer, the Petway hire, you can't help but to be excited. Like I said, Jordan Sexton, the brother of Colin Sexton, reached out to me immediately and was pumped. I mean, super excited. Because of how Petway mentored and tutored Colin Sexton, how he coached him, how he pushed him. Jordan immediately hit me and wanted to come on the show today, but he's at an event with Colin and can't be on the show. So, like, it says a lot. It really says a lot about Petway. However, now first, I had to get George in here because George is out at an event and, there's a lot going on and he needed to get on the show. However, I do have a message for our previous staff. And I mean, everybody on the previous staff, Coach Amir, Persia Williams, Coach Smalls, Ben Fletcher, especially Ben Fletcher. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, man, I'm telling you guys, from the bottom of my heart, this program is indebted to your service forever. Forever. Not a lot of people really know how hard the rebuild was. we're not in this position. I talked all yesterday about how fortunate we are and how great of a position we were in and the level of talent as far as from guys that were applying for the job. Kennesaw State was not always looked like that. It was not always in this position. Kennesaw State was looked at by a lot of coaches as a job that would get you fired. A lot of people thought that it was impossible rebuild. You guys have changed the narrative about the men's basketball program at this university. It does not happen without your work, your diligence, the way you connected this program to the city. And this has to be said. I know we want to talk about Petway. We're all super excited. Guys, I'm going to talk about players. I'm going to show highlights. We're going to get to all of that. I promise we're going to get back to the excitement. But, however, I've talked about this every single day. We owe a debt of gratitude to the previous coaching staff. You know, I wish I could tell you just how much, but trust me, we owe a tremendous debt to the previous coaching staff. Remember also that I've always talked about leadership and how important leadership is. It's one thing for the head coach and the staff to execute and connect with the city. Right now, Kennesaw State is the city's program. Everybody else is fighting to connect with Georgia the way Kennesaw State was connected with Georgia. That is a lot of work. That is a lot of work. And I won't go into detail, but when I say every big event, every big basketball event that any of the media people like myself were at, it was an odd occurrence when you did not see the coaching staff at the event. They repped Kennesaw State to the fullest while they were here. It made me so proud to watch and to see them at JUCO jamborees with their Kennesaw State gear, at camps with the Kennesaw State gear. You walk into a school during the open period in September, they're there with Kennesaw State gear. You walk into the high school live period in June, they are present with Kennesaw State gear. This previous coaching staff worked their butts off, and they did a unimaginable job reconnecting this program with the city. We talk about recruiting Georgia, and we make it sound easy. You don't have to travel. All you got to do is recruit locally. You can't recruit without relationships. I keep saying that. You can't just walk in and say, hey, I want to offer this kid a scholarship. It doesn't matter. If you don't have a relationship with the kid, with the family, with the high school coach, with the AAU coach, it's not going to happen. But they were so opening, they were so welcoming. Man, my line is blowing up. Like I'm they were so welcoming. It was just incredible the amount of work that they did. And personally, to Ben Fletcher, imagine, I just want everybody to put yourselves in his shoes for just 1 second. And again, I'm getting to Petway. I promise I'm getting to all of that. Who I think he may bring with him. I promise you I'm getting to all of that. I got calls about, people who I've already shown you some of their highlights who he may contact. But personally, to Ben Fletcher, I want fans to truly understand and to reach out to Ben on social media and to thank him personally because, man, just imagine working for 20 years for something and being so close and feeling like you did a phenomenal job, just pouring your heart out, giving your all to something, having the backing of the team and the kids that you care about, and then being told that you're not selected. That's a tough thing, man. And my heart goes out to Ben. My heart goes out to his family, but he'll be well taken care of in South Florida, and I'm happy for that. And Ben, you'll get your opportunity, man. When the time is right, when it's a part of God's plan for your life, you'll get your opportunity. You'll get your opportunity. Everything that I've heard about you has been stellar. Not a single time have I heard a negative or disparaging word about what you bring to the table. Ben Fletcher is also an offensive guy. He was the offense coordinator for the current team. You will see the ultimate reward, right? But I could not let us continue without tipping my hat to Ben Fletcher because he deserves it. The rest of the staff deserves it. Coach Amir, we appreciate you. We thank you. And it was big of you to make Ben your associate head coach and have him here to keep the ship steady because there was still work that needed to be done while you went off to South Florida to keep the ship steady in your stay, right? Until a decision was made. That entire staff from top to bottom showed incredible loyalty, incredible care for the kids in the program, and an incredible amount of love and dedication to the city. Like, I see you, big dog. So from the bottom of my heart, from the absolute bottom of my heart, I want to thank everybody on that Kennesaw State staff. We owe an incredible debt. Nobody takes a job that has APR issues. You did. You did. You fixed the academics in this program. You graduated players from this program. And then you fixed the basketball and took us to heights far faster than we probably thought would happen if you really knew what was going on. It happened faster than we thought it would happen. And I sincerely thank everybody for that. And I wish you guys the best moving forward. You will always, 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 always have a fan and a friend in me. That's for sure. Locks Way, what's up, boy?
Ooh, man, what's up, man? It's been a minute, Dre.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. You was out at the tip off. You was getting some stuff done.
Man, nah, man, I'll put my son to sleep. I'm to the tip off tomorrow for a few games. I want to go catch up. How you doing, man?
Man, I can't complain, man. I just wanted to say my thank yous to the staff. I know you was close to that Kennesaw staff as well, man. So any words you want to say to your guys over there?
It's just, man, the type of season they had this year, man, I'm just so proud of them guys. Like, I remember I knew of Amir, but I didn't really build a relationship till he got the job, and I saw him at the first live period at McKeecher. And I told him, like, look, I got you. I like, man, we had him on the podcast.
Yep.
And since then, man, even like his first staff, even when shout out to Tanner Smith. That's at
Yep.
I forgot the school he's at out there in Texas, but man, shout out to him as well. Like, the struggles and stuff they went through over the years, and I heard a lot of things about, they said they staff should get fired. They're not gonna get it done. But man, just to see them to get it done with local guys,
Yep.
Man, shout out to Persian. Shout out to I got a great relationship with Persian Williams. Great relationship with Ben Fletcher. Great relationship with Smalls, who joined the staff this year.
Yep.
And stuff. And so, man, just see these guys have that type of season, man, and see the success. And like you say, we always knew what Kennesaw can do.
Yep.
And for them to have for the guys' names I call, for these guys to be black coaches and did what they did for Kennesaw, man, it says a lot. It says a lot for our city that black coaches can get it done.
100%. 100%. And a lot of people, because Locke is in the business, he's speaking on an issue that's pretty well known. But for people who aren't around the business as close as Locke is, for those who don't know, Locke is the owner of the Freshman U Camp, one of the biggest freshman camps in the entire Southeast, and also the owner operator of Locke's Way Hoops, national talent scout and evaluator. So he talks to coaches all day long. And for those that don't know, there are two things that I hear from African-American coaches a lot. And one thing is how hard it is for them to get a head coaching job. And then the next thing is, hey, if I make a mistake, I'm done. Like, that's the end of my career. First mistake, it's over, So they're under a lot of pressure, or at least they feel a lot of pressure. They feel like, hey, if I mess up, it's over. I'm gone. I'm never going to coach again. So I feel you on exactly what you said. It's exactly right. It's like, man, through all that adversity, man, like that first season of being in what a lot of people around basketball call APR hell.
Yeah.
And you don't kick players off the team. You deal with what you got on the roster. You start back, like you start loading up underneath what you currently have and developing local kids. Like they check every box that all of us basketball guys wanted. They checked every box. KSU needs a team camp. KSU needs an elite camp. Yeah. KSU needs to be at events. They checked every box.
Dude, they was in, man. When I say Kennesaw State was in the gym, I would go to Pebblebrook just to go holler at Washington because he telling me, hey, you need to come see my freshman. When I walk in there, Persian is in the gym.
Yep.
Crazy. I go to an Osborne and Pope game. I see Persian and Amir in the stands.
Yep.
I went to Heritage to go watch RJ Nord and James White. I look in the corner, Ben Fletcher is sitting in the corner.
Hey man, when we had a kid, I always knew they were going to come and see, whether they offered or not, they were going to come and watch. They were the first school that offered Brandon Rocksteiner, who just exploded. But before he exploded on the national scene, we all knew locally how good he was, and they were the first one to pull the trigger and offer him. And like, that's what we always wanted from Kennesaw State. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I'm going to share my screen real quick and put something up on the screen. Amir did say congratulations to Coach Petway. And this is what I'm saying too, just about being a class act as a staff from top to bottom. This is part of the reason why these guys were so well respected. And appreciate you guys for jumping in and letting me know that he posted this, because it did come up while we're on the show. But I'm going to read this out. It says, congratulations, Antoine Petway, Owl Nation. You all have a great leader of men. The Kennesaw Owls men's basketball program, Coach Petway is as genuine and authentic as they come. Excited to see what he builds at Kennesaw. Give him patience and support. and great things will continue at KSU. Hootie hoo. Like, that's a leader, bro. That's a leader. I think that's big. I think that's big. For him to do that, knowing that his guy didn't get the job.
Nah, it's definitely a class act. Most definitely. It speaks a lot of volumes what type of guy Amir really is. And you see why guys want to play for Amir. And why guys want to work for Amir as well.
For sure. I'm gonna try to get to it, Lock, while we got a evaluator and somebody that knows a lot of players on the line. Before I get into my Petway bag, I'll open it up, man. If you want to talk about some kids, I got some kids that were offered and at Alabama that may have a different situation now, and I'll go through this list if you want to go through and give your opinion on what may or could happen or might happen, or
let's do it. Let's do it. Let me hear the list.
All right, here we go. Everybody wants to know, who's coming and all that, and to me that is impossible to say. But even though it's impossible to say, we can still have some conversation. I'll start with a couple of 2023s that are really, really good, and we'll see what happens with their situation. Sam Walters, the power forward, the 6'8" forward out of the Village High School. I saw him play in the June team camp over at Lake Point. I mean, he is incredible. Now, he signed to Alabama. What is the possibility that a kid that signed could be allowed out of their letter of intent? Because this is a unique situation. The head coach remains, but the entire assistant coaching staff and probably the person who recruited him is now gone. Sam Walters is incredible.
So let me tell you my opinion, what I think will happen with that kid. What I think will happen I don't know who recruited him, but I think he may stay for Alabama, and then he may hit the transfer portal the following year, and then whoever recruited him from that staff, that's where he ended up at.
I can see that. And I won't show his highlights because he signed. Yeah. I'm trying to stay away from guys that are, you know what I mean? But I could see this is such a weird situation because most of these kids, and you guys got to know, when it comes to recruiting, most of the time these kids have a closer bond with one of the assistants than maybe they do with the head coach, because the head coach sometimes comes in after things are so far along and then builds a relationship after that point. But man, Sam Walters is a stud. I'm talking 6'8", can handle it, can shoot it, finishes at the rim. Like, Sam Walters a stud. But I'll go to another kid, and I do have his highlights because he decommitted. What do you think the chances are that maybe RJ Johnson considers, the 4-star point guard RJ Johnson would possibly consider Kennesaw State?
Hey, you know what? I think he'll consider it, depending on what. And this is why I think he'll consider it, because they would be in the Conference USA after this year. So yeah, he'll be playing. He will play in a high major conference.
I'm gonna show some of his highlights because RJ Johnson deserves to have his highlights shown. Kid is off the chain. Kid is off the chain. We'll take a look. This is Alabama commit RJ Johnson, dropping 35. Now he is decommitted. That's why I'm showing his highlights. He's already decommitted from Alabama. So this is a possible kid. This is somebody that Petway personally recruited. He tagged Petway on his commitment and then decommitted not that long ago. So this is somebody that could be in play, and he is a big time player. This is RJ right here.
Played for the Georgia Stars, right?
And this kid's size and like physicality is like on another level. Hey, that play right there, Lock, I think is what we need going into Conference USA.
Yeah. So when I say we, the Georgia Canes played against him last spring at the opening. This highlight doesn't do this kid any justice.
Right, I was thinking the same thing. Like, they mixed a lot of other stuff in here, bro. Like, he a go-getter. Who would you compare his game to?
Honestly, he's a big guard, like 6'3". Honestly, it's hard to say. I haven't seen a guard at 6 because he's athletic. He got big, broad shoulders. Like, he's just a big guard that knows how to use his size. Like, 'cause he's not the fastest, he's not the quickest, but he knows how to use his body to get things done.
Facts. Finishes really well through contact. Like, he is a
He knows how to play off 2 feet. He has great body control. And like I said, when we played against the Stars in the opening, man, it was just like you could just tell why he has those stars. Because I watched a kid with a lot of stars, and it's like, I watched a lot of kids. I'm independent, EYBL, Under Armour, Adidas Gauntlet, Adidas 3S SB, whatever the name is. It is now. But I seen a lot of kids with stars, and it's like, him. I was like, yeah, he definitely deserved those stars.
Yeah, we're gonna try to find a decent highlight because these dudes be it's so many highlight people. You just never know who actually got good stuff.
Like, look how big he is. He's a point guard.
Built like a linebacker.
Yes, like.
And this is without being on a college weight program. Like, this is this is coming into high school as a 2023.
You know what? The most recent and their game not super similar, bro. He gives me Bruce Thornton vibes.
Yes. Good pass.
He definitely Honestly, if he's a 4-star in Alabama, he comes to Atlanta, he's a 5-star.
Right.
Like the way we tweet and put media on kids, the way we would have sauced it up.
Facts. It is bully ball, and it's going to be like, and I think if he does make that decision, right? I don't know how many 4-star kids have ever come to Kennesaw State. Number one, the recruiting powers that be would probably immediately drop them to a 3-star just because that's how this game works. But Dave, I see you in here, man. I'll bring you in.
Dave.
That's just how this game works. But he is definitely, RJ Johnson is definitely like you said, I could see that. Bruce Thornton, like bully guard.
Yeah, he's a bully.
Like that is, that's a huge get. That's a huge get if this kid comes in.
Man, he bring him and the way with Simeon Cotto, like that backcourt in the future would be crazy.
Yeah, I think it would be good to get him in here too during a year of the ASUN to get him used to the system and how everything needs to go, and then he goes into the ASUN with some momentum and with some experience. I'm sorry, he goes into Conference USA with the momentum and some experience.
Yeah, these are the type of players they're gonna need or try to get so they can compete in that Conference USA, because you're going against Memphis, Houston, Tulane.
It's gonna be tough, man. Like, I mean, right now, UAB in Conference USA, Eric Gaines.
Yeah, Eric Gaines, like
monster.
They literally like competed in the NIT, runner up in the NIT. Like, it's definitely, man, they're gonna have to get some guys.
So right now, man, we got to understand, I think the 2023 class, man, is going to be rough, right? You might get a couple, but it's mostly going to be portal, things like that. So
Porter and JUCO guys, man, it is what it is with high school kids. It's about Porter and JUCO right now, and JUCO guys are barely getting looks.
Facts. We got some questions. I'm gonna go up here. Who does he hire as assistant? I personally know one name that would make a hell of a recruiting duo. Hey, listen, James. I'm not gonna throw the name out there just yet. But I heard that he could be getting a phone call. So we'll see.
Hey, man.
We'll see.
Crazy.
But I agree. James, I agree.
But what's so great? Well, we haven't got no Petway yet, so
yeah, we'll get Amir and his staff were the first ones to offer Jacoby Stroger Drew Hill when we were just getting that. Yeah. They were out there, man.
No, they definitely, man.
They were out there.
They don't think about it. When you look at what Kennesaw State did, their Therese Burton only offer. That was Simeon Cotto, only Division I offer. Like, those guys had an eye for talent.
Identifying talent, absolutely. So I'm gonna get to 24 because I talked about some of the portal kids that could possibly come. Well, actually, no. Let's talk about some more portal kids that could possibly be in play, right? I talked about a couple guys that watched the show. I got a phone call today. One of the kids, I'm not gonna say which one. I'm not telling no names, nothing like that. One of the kids that I've shown you already, I was told will be contacted. So if you've been watching the show, one of the kids that was in the portal that I've shown you their highlights, it was confirmed to me that he is going to be somebody that's contacted. So there you go. I'll let you guys guess about which one. Slide in the DMs. I might snitch. I might not. But we're talking about somebody in Petway that has recruited Georgia kids. We talked about Colin Sexton, recruited Kyra Lewis.
Yeah. Dude, people don't know he was on Payne Daniels as a junior when he was at Tri-Cities.
Yes.
Petway was seeing baseline at the state championship.
Brought Nora Gurley to Alabama.
Yeah.
So Petway does have experience recruiting high-level Georgia kids. This 2024 list is really interesting because I believe Petway recruited most of these kids. And I'll name out some pretty quickly. Well, no. I said we was gonna do portal kids first. If you look at some of the guys that are currently in the portal, when you look at Caleb Washington from that jumped in the portal from Dayton, when you look at Jamal Kleiss that is in the portal from Georgia State, Danny Stubbs that also left Georgia State currently in the portal. Wasn't there one from South? Isn't Tyler Shirley also in the portal?
South Alabama is in the portal.
From South Alabama.
From Georgia Southern, Cam.
Cam Bryan is back. He announced he's back at Georgia Southern. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he announced that today.
Okay.
That he was going back to Georgia Southern.
You got the kids from Ole Miss, James White.
Yeah.
I want to show James White highlights right now. I want to show James White highlights right now. Hold on. Yeah, because I believe that is well deserved. We're talking about a kid that left Ole Miss. A kid that is in the portal from Ole Miss that could be in play. Let's see here. These are some highlights. The kid played, fairly well in the SEC, just probably not getting the time and everything that he's looking for, but could be in play for Kennesaw State.
Yeah. You got Bakai as well. They went to Birthmark in the portal for Ole Miss.
Here's some James White highlights. This kid is long, 6'5", 6'6", guard, likes to score, good athlete. As you see him right, finishing at the rim.
I feel like he would be perfect for I feel like Kennesaw State needs him and he needs Kennesaw State.
I would agree with that, Locke. You see some handle. Like this kid he got something to him.
Yeah, dude,
he got something to him. Good pass. Like if you want to think, outside of some of the kids I've already shown, this is probably one of my first phone calls to a kid that's in the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
No question.
This is one of my first phone calls to a portal kid outside of the guys that I've already shown you.
Yeah, because shout out to my dog Kowalski, man. He committed to Georgia Tech today too.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did. Georgia Tech got a heck of a player. I wish he would have came to Louisville, but I knew we wasn't getting it done.
Oh.
Should have came to Pitt.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We done sent enough Georgia kids to Pittsburgh. But James White, James White is definitely one of the top portal kids. Like right now, Kennesaw State's in a situation where you lost one of your most reliable shot makers, and then you nothing has been announced yet, but you could lose. You could end up losing your top 3 scorers on the team. If Burden jumps in the portal, which is what I've heard that he will do since Fletcher is not the head coach. If Robinson jumps in the portal, like you're along with Youngblood, like you're missing your top 3 scorers and your defensive player of the year. You're going to have people who can put the ball in the hole in a hurry.
Yeah.
And their big is gone too.
Robinson. He's not in the portal yet. But I've heard that he will jump in. I don't know. We'll see. Right. I'm sure Petway is on line 1. I'm pretty sure that was his first phone call.
Well, Damon is from Alabama. So, like you say, and I know Ben had something to do with his recruitment to Kennesaw, but I don't know if Petway. Hopefully, Petway does have ties with Damon, with the Alabama ties, to make him stay. Well, like you say, you never know.
Locke, you got to get somebody from Atlanta/Georgia on staff. Got to.
Man, you know what, man? I definitely think he will. I definitely, like I said, I know my dude Sean Williams. Him and Petway are great friends. So I know, Sean gonna make sure he's good.
Yeah.
The young, we call him the young OG. The young OG gonna make sure he's good.
Hey, listen, if never mind. I'm just gonna say it, right? I think this will be a great opportunity. A great opportunity for Coach Huff. Somebody that's a grinder, somebody that loves to stay in the gym. Now, hey, does Petway, as a first-time head coach, try to get an assistant that has head coaching experience that's an OG and try to surround himself with somebody that can help him in that way? Maybe somebody who had head coaching experience at the Division I level or at a high major or something like that. I don't know what his frame of mind is or what he's thinking. Because Petway is an offensive guy, does he more so want to hire a defensive guy as an assistant? He could be thinking that way too. But if you're looking for somebody that is a grinder, that's a gym rat, that's a recruiter, that that is welcome everywhere. To me, Coach Huff is one of those guys that is everywhere and that is welcome everywhere. I mean, I'll just say this. I don't think anybody knew who the heck Voorhees University was until Huff went there.
Not even Voorhees, dude. No one was even talking about NAIA basketball.
True.
Before Voorhees, no,
nobody around here.
Yeah. Like even people that went to Life University out here in Marietta, no one didn't really start looking at NAIA games, in my opinion, and from the guys that I talked to, until Huff got to Voorhees and more people started paying attention to NAIA basketball.
I would agree. That's somebody that I would have a conversation with. I don't know if Petway and Huff know each other. I would assume that they do, but to me, that's one person I would take a look at. There's some other guys, of course, that you probably look at on that staff. But
it would be an interesting name on that staff, and he got JUCO experience, and he got Georgia experience as well. My guy Bird, down in Eastern Florida.
He ain't gonna hire Bird.
But Bird has that JUCO experience that a lot of people covet, though.
Yeah.
And I only brought that up because, Bird be in that gym too. I'll give Bird credit. He be in that gym.
Now,
Everywhere.
Gordon College need to hire Bird.
Gordon College needs to have Bird on line 1 immediately.
Yeah, listen.
Immediately.
We know from the door they dropped the ball by not hiring Bird at Gordon College, because I think Bird would have had Gordon popping.
The other reason, and I'll stick back with Kennesaw State, the other reason why, if I'm Petway, I would actually talk to Huff is because he's been a Dobo before.
Yeah.
He has experience. So if you hire somebody as a Dobo, and people don't understand how important that operations role is, Huff was one of the first coaches that was doing the June team camps at a high school level when he started Summer Explosion. Before the official GHSA team camp, Huff already had Summer Explosion and was already running. So he took that to Voorhees and started it there. So you need somebody, because you don't have endless resources. You need somebody who understands how to put that together without endless amounts of resources. So I think his experience there with being a Dobo, with understanding how travel needs to work. Again, you robbing Peter to pay Paul sometimes at the NAI level, especially at an HBCU. So you need somebody who can who knows how to travel on a budget. You know what I mean? To make that. So I think that would be a good idea. I don't know. Again, I don't know what Huff and Petway's connection might be, or what Petway is thinking right now in regards to who he contacts and who he doesn't. But I think that would be good. James, back to the players. James White would be my first portal kid that I contact, even above Kayla Washington, Jamal Kleiss. All those guys I think are really good players, but James White will be one of my first portal kids I call.
I guarantee you're going to see a Pebblebrook kid on the Kennesaw State.
Oh, absolutely. But they have a lot of talented kids to choose from, right? But you're going to need that versatility. I talked about Kennesaw State needing wings, right? Like, you need big, long, athletic wings that can guard multiple positions, that can switch on a lot of pick and rolls, that can switch, off ball screens, especially when you go into Conference USA. Like, you need that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I jump from portal, I'm going to name off some of these 2024s and 25s, because that's where Petway has an opportunity to get a lot done.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some interesting names on this list as far as, and I'm only going to call out some of the Georgia kids. I'm going to stay away from, the Alabama and Florida kids that I don't know as much. But when I look at, and I'll give you a couple of names, and you guys just tell me some that stick out to you. I'll call out like 4 names and then we'll stop. But this is 2024 class. Khalil Green, Will Moore, Darian Reed, Josh Hill, William Job. Like, those are just some names from Georgia in the 2024 class that he's been involved with. Will Moore is interesting, super athletic. I don't know if he's big and strong enough to get it done in Conference USA, but super athletic. Josh Hill is the 6'11" kid from Wheeler. William Job is the 6'10" kid from Kingsridge who just lost their coach. So I'm wondering what high school decision William Job is going to make, or if he stays at Kingsridge with the new coach. But Khalil Green we talked about RJ Johnson being an interesting point guard. Khalil Green is another guy that could be very interesting as well, that he's been involved with.
I really like Khalil. Like, I do. I mean, that's the kid that plays for Team Dickerson, correct? Out of Middle Georgia.
It is. Yep.
But I like it's just tough with him because you honestly don't know how good he really is, because he's playing. Not only is he playing in Middle Georgia, which is some great basketball, but he's playing the private school level.
Yep.
And then he's doing his thing with Team Dickinson and independent circuit. So I always just question, because he's good, but I always question how good is he? Is he high major? Is he mid major? Because you don't really get a great evaluation of him until the summertime.
Not a big sample size. I agree. From the high school season.
Yeah.
Does Kennesaw State actually have a chance at Darian Reed, though?
I think so.
I wouldn't see why not.
Hey man, the country kids, man, they love staying local, bro.
Well, and to me, right, like he blew up, and then to me, a lot of the hype kind of interrupted the flow a little bit. So like, hey, Georgia kids have a tendency to go higher than their level.
Most definitely.
Right. But when we talk about what level would he be great in, I could see him prospering in Conference USA.
I can too.
Because he's a 24, so he would never play in the ASUN. He would never play in the ASUN. So to me, like, not I think he would prosper in USA. And I don't know that like he's gonna kill it as a freshman, because I think he's gonna have to put on some additional weight too.
Yeah.
Because the size of Conference USA is gonna be a little bit different. I think it would be great there. I know he has higher offers, right? He's got Florida, he's got some other stuff going on.
Indiana.
But yeah. But that's gonna be, to me, I think that would be a great level. Now, when we get to the 25s, this is where you get to the spiciness. Can Petway put on a ski mask? Can Petway put on a ski mask? Because if you get one of these 2025s that I'm about to name, you're going to another level. Like we're talking about kids right now that were probably ranked. I'm using air quotes because rankings don't matter, because to me, Youngblood was a stud. But we're talking about Youngblood level, stud level players, right? In this 2025 list that Petway has been a part of their recruitment at Alabama. Does he reinitiate that with Kennesaw State now that he's at Kennesaw State at this 2025? This is where it gets interesting for me. Kai Fleming, Jacob Wilkins, JD Palm, and Caleb Wilson.
Woo.
Woo!
Woo.
Woo!
But
Hold on, baby.
You said ski mask though, right there. That's
ski mask, baby.
That's some diamond stealing right there.
That kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. All you heard was like that. That is elevating the Kennesaw State program to a level that it hasn't been.
So let me ask you both this then. Are we giving Petway the leeway like we did Amir to build it in 4 years?
You don't have no choice.
You have to.
You don't have no choice.
I agree with both you all, but now that Amir has spoiled pretty much and got everybody excited, I'm with you all. It's not that I don't disagree with you all, but I'm just saying, if Kennesaw State is throwing some money behind sports, do we agree?
I agree.
No, not yet. I wouldn't say that yet.
Yeah,
true. I wouldn't say that yet. I would not when you're, again, I'm gonna say this again. I've said it on the show a million times.
Okay.
Not when your season tickets are $100.
Oh, they went up. You said 50 the other day.
50 was the deposit. Right? And they put the season ticket link on the Petway announcement. So when your season tickets are $100, when the parking right on campus, covered parking and a parking deck where you don't have to walk far is free,
Yeah.
when your athletic fees are still the same as Clayton State's, no, you're not throwing serious money behind the program. If tuition goes up by $1,000 or $1,200 because of athletic fees, then I'll say different. If season tickets are $300 instead of $100 and it's $10 to park, then I would say something different. But where's the money coming from?
But I'm going to agree to disagree with you. And the reason why I'm going to disagree, bro, they got record enrollment up there. Record enrollment.
But it doesn't matter if the athletic fees don't change.
Give it a set. Now, hold on. 4 years ago, how much did it cost to get a ticket?
It's only $10 right now.
4 years ago, how much did it cost? We was rolling up in there.
You rolling now. It's $10. Okay. I'll pay more.
At least you coming out your pocket some.
I pay more.
Say it was Louisville, Pitt, or anything like
that.
No.
I agree with you. We're paying more money to get into the Lemon Street Classic at Marietta High School than you are to paying to go to Kennesaw State.
Yeah,
I paid more for Lemon Street than I paid to go to the ASUN tournament.
You paid more for Lemon Street
than it was to go to the ASUN tournament.
You paid more for Lemon Street,
man.
The fee was more. Like, bro, why we gotta talk about what games I get into for free and what I don't? Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're paying more for hoops given than you pay to go to a Kennesaw State game.
But you know I had to mess with you on that.
You pay more than Tip-Off Classic.
Yeah, facts. So, like, you should never have to pay more to go watch a high school game than you're going to watch a Division I college game to a team that's going to the tournament.
But okay, yes, and it's not that I don't disagree with that, but let's take a step back. Bro, they were just trying. You remember what Amir was trying to do? They was trying to fill seats, right?
Hey, now, it's not that I don't understand, D. It's not that but that's what I'm saying. We have to, before we say, hey, they're going to do this with money, they're going to do that with money, we as Kennesaw State fans have to step up. Okay. Like season tickets have to be for $100. Season tickets have to be sold out right now.
Yeah. Agreed. To your point on what you're saying, I think about how excited everybody was as they started winning and they started to get to the tournament and they was packing out. I'm willing to bet you they were thinking, okay, if we could take this momentum into next year, hoping Amir was still going to be there, you would think season tickets would have been popping more than 100, right?
But CD, again, this is my point. This is my whole point. You have to pay like you wait. You can't wait because people were upset at Overton. This is like, I've been on this Overton thing all week. You can't wait to be good to decide that you're going to support the team or to decide that you're going to support Amir financially. That's how you get that's how you become a stepping stone job, right? If you're going to wait for Petway to be good, how can he recruit if he can't go and talk to, we're talking about a Kai Fleming here. We're talking about Caleb Wilson. We're talking about another level of kid. If he can't say, hey, we're already sold out. Season, like we gotta, as fans, we have to give him some weapons to recruit with. That's why Kennesaw State didn't get AJ White. That's why they didn't get Terrell Ard. That's why they didn't get DJ Patrick and the rest of these kids that they've recruited that went to a higher level. They didn't get them because when I was in the gym and I sat, and I'm saying that because I sat right beside these kids while they were there visiting the school, it was empty.
But do they regret it now?
It doesn't matter.
Hey, Patrick got a chance to still go there.
Facts. And I hope he does. But when I say it doesn't matter, I'm saying if you miss out on the kids that you really needed to help you win, by the time they realize they made a mistake, You've had 3 bad seasons. How does everybody look at you as a coach? When again, we missed out on some of these kids because I'm standing next to Terrell R and I'm telling him how much I want him here. D, if I would have raised my voice, everybody in the gym would have heard me. Like you can't recruit like that. I don't care how good of a recruiter you are. You know how hard of a sell that is to walk into an empty gym,
yeah,
and try to sell that to a top player.
That's true. I mean, yes. So if we're going to go that route, then we're basically saying Petway's going to be. You got to give him 2 or 3 years to build, like you guys are saying. I get what you're saying, and you're going from a traditional standpoint, and I understand where you're going. Like Louisville is a blue blood, so the expectation is high. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna take it off Louisville. Okay. Western Kentucky is gonna sell their place out.
Did we not have this conversation 2 weeks ago about Western Kentucky?
They're gonna sell. Well, that's what conference we're going to.
But that's a different. Even though they're in the same conference, what did you say 2 weeks ago? Western Kentucky, pretty much outside of money, but fan support. We know what Bowling Green is.
But so D, but this is all going to my point. But we can't be happy with where we've been. We're trying to go to. Do we want to be again? Do we want to be a stepping stone job, or do we want to be a destination?
Sure, and agree with you on that. But in the same sentence, bro, you got Georgia State, Georgia Tech. You got Georgia 45 minutes away. In Western Kentucky, you're the only game in town. And you're in a basketball crazy state. It's not to say Atlanta's a hub. I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm talking about when it comes to like, bro, you're not fighting anybody in Bowling Green. You are the draw there. Now, and you know good and well Kentucky is different when it comes to that, bro.
That's too much of an excuse. If we have 43,000 students and you can't sell 3,000 tickets every night, there are 43,000 students and the arena is on campus. And we can't fill 3. It's pitiful. If we can't do that for our basketball team, I'm sorry, D. To me, there's absolutely no excuse. It's a 3,000 seat arena.
But they're winning now. They're winning. So
winning or not. Winning or not. D, I'm telling you, if you want to go to the next level, you gotta show up. You can't. Bro, I watched this with Louisville football. You can't wait for the team to be good and then try to show up. You're gonna get Charlie Stronged.
Yeah.
Georgia State is a stepping stone job. Ron Hunter, tournament gone. Rob Lanier, tournament gone. If you don't want Jonas and Jarvis to do the same thing, you better show up whether or not they're with. Like, you got to support, or you can't be mad when people leave.
Well, are you saying our mid-major schools are just stepping stones?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think Kennesaw State has to be. And I'm getting amped right now because of how much I believe in this program. I feel like Georgia is up for grabs.
Right now, it definitely is. Right now, because you have 2 new coaches, Damon at Georgia Tech. You got Mike White at UGA. You got Jones at Georgia State. Now you got Petway at South State. And you still have the down there at Mercy.
Who was the last one you said, Locke? I missed it.
I got the head that's from Purdue at Mercy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Right.
Hey, the Georgia right now has the best high school basketball, or I'll just say this to keep DC and Texas quiet. Top Georgia is top 3 in grassroots basketball in the country. But we do not have if anybody outside of DC and Texas has something to say, I am not even having a conversation. It is DC, Texas, and Georgia. Everybody else can be quiet. Hey, Chicago, I see y'all, but I'm not.
Dude.
Until y'all fix O Block, we're not even worried about that.
Dude, we have the best. The tip-out class is one of the best national in America. Like, we literally just night riders playing against Game Elite tonight.
So we have all this great basketball, but there's no dominant college program in Georgia. We don't even have a college team that we expect to make the tournament every single year.
That's a good point.
Who in Georgia has a Sweet 16 or bust mentality in Georgia?
Nobody.
Who's had that mentality the past 5 years?
Auburn.
That is a Georgia school, huh?
Because we joke with Bruce Pearl. I'm like, Bruce, I know you got a townhouse downtown in Midtown somewhere, bro. I know you do. I know you do.
So, like, that's my thing, bro. It's like it's put up or shut up time. And this is a great comment right here, that the most common excuse for people not showing up is the fact that we're a commuter school. If we get past that, we might get somewhere. I agree. And that's what reminds me, Kennesaw State reminds me so much of Louisville. Louisville was the same way, a suitcase college, a commuter school, a school that belonged to the city that it was in, and that was just kind of it, right? The only difference was we had a dominant basketball program, right? Kennesaw State goes to support their football.
But y'all fans.
Kennesaw State goes to support their baseball.
But, bro, Louisville's fans are something.
Only in basketball. I'm comparing Kennesaw State basketball to Louisville football.
Okay.
Louisville football, we was about to get rid of the program. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm just, and I get so passionate about it just because I've seen how with the right leadership, a school can go from no major to high major. And when I started talking about Overton being the Tom Jurich of Kennesaw State, a lot of people didn't understand what I was talking about because I was saying that when he first got hired. Now, when I see them go from the ASUN to Conference USA, it reminds me of the same path. Louisville goes from the Metro to Conference USA, from Conference USA to the American, from the American to the Big East, from the Big East to the ACC. It took 20 years. Overton, to me, is right on track. In your first 5 years, you're going to Conference USA. It took us 20 years to get from where we were to the ACC, even with a dominant basketball program.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Kennesaw State started as a Division II school. Now they about to be in the Conference USA. Many schools don't do that.
Hey, Nick, I'm with you, baby. Why not us? Why not us, baby? 3,000 seats, we can pack that out. Why not us, baby? I'm with you, Nick. I'm with you, Nick. Georgia State just had 10 wins. I don't expect them to be bad again next year. But I don't know that Georgia's has such a great recruiting class that they're going to make the tournament next year. Georgia Tech in year one, what can we expect from Georgia Tech? Do we expect a tournament run?
Yeah.
Why not? Hey, man, that might be my new slogan, baby. Why not us?
Hey, that's a nice slogan.
Why not us? We easier to get to. Our parking is better than well, no, I can't say that. Georgia State got some good parking, but it ain't covered. You know what I mean?
Your windows won't get broken out.
Oh, lock.
Hey, I do
Jonas
not
Jarvis,
support
I
that
didn't say
message.
that.
I
That
do
was
not
locked.
support that message.
That was locked. I didn't say that.
That was locked. Do not tweet me. I had nothing to do with that.
Anyway, on that note, baby, cheers. Cheers, lock. But I want to show this 2025 class. This is what I call. Yes, sir. I'm leaving that up for a minute, Nick. This 2025 class out of Georgia that Petway is involved with, I'm calling the ski mask class.
But I'm gonna stop you
because you got to get a steal.
But before you go any further, I'm gonna ask y'all both this. You know, just like I know, man, that's what makes Georgia so special. But in the same sentence, it makes us vulnerable too, because that 2025 class is probably going to have every Power 5 down here. Like when we go to GHSA in June, think about it. Everybody's going to be there to see them, right?
Yep.
So the things I love about Georgia, we're to the point in Andre, I know y'all would agree with this. We're to the point now, we can't even get our kids through 4 years of high school without them getting picked off. Is that true?
You said kicked off or picked off?
No, picked off. Picked off, not kicked off. Like, we got every big prep school grabbing these kids, right? Every big prep school. Like, before it was like, okay, can we just get them to stay in Georgia for college? We can't even get them to their 12th grade year.
I think this 2024 and 2025 class is going to stay through.
Yeah.
I think the majority of those kids will stay through.
Might not stay at their high school.
They transferring.
But that's my point.
They transferring, but I think they'll stay in the state.
That's my point. Yeah.
For in Georgia, I'm talking about their original high school that they started from in 9th grade.
Yeah, no. They're going to transfer, but I think they're staying in state.
What makes y'all think they're staying in state?
I just feel like right now, I don't have nothing against OTE. They just have to prove themselves.
Okay.
And these kids have seen a couple of OTE kids disappear. It's not new.
But let's put OTE to the side.
Okay.
Legacy Early is down here. Only thing they missing is a Greyhound bus to come down here.
But how many?
I mean,
is Legacy really get it lately?
They got Cohen Carr, and that's, I mean, you know.
And the kid from Etowah went there. He went to end up at Etowah. Chris Clemens.
Yeah, Chase Clemens.
Chase Clemens, and then what's your name? The Buford kid, Brown. Malachi Brown. Yeah.
Like, so how often are they really just getting Georgia kids?
So I think the G League hurt us. I think OTE hurt us in Georgia talent, but I think these 2024s
and the rest of these prep schools hurt us. Hargrave gets 1 or 2 every year, right? We know that.
I think they get them when they done with high school. Like Madison Dirt went there after 4 years of high school.
Okay.
He didn't go there during his senior year. Once he finished at Pace Academy, he reclassed. Normally, the kids that go to Hargrave, they reclass.
KD went, but KD needed to go. KD did not need to finish in Georgia. He needed to finish in Hargrave. When KD Johnson went, I agree, D, that it's a threat. I absolutely do, but I think these 2024s and 2025s are growing up in a little bit of a different environment. Like we saw Georgia high school basketball rise into a incredible peak. And when they saw Scoot Henderson leave, London Johnson leave, the OTE league popped up, took kids, it became a thing. It became a trend. I don't know that it not to say that it won't happen at all.
What's the kid from Newton that went to OTE?
Yeah, Miles Kelly went to Hargrave as well. You're 100% correct. I think he did his senior year at Hargrave before going to Georgia Tech. You're 100% right. But I do think so. to me, and I've been calling it the Colin Sexton effect. I don't want to blame Colin, but like Georgia went on this run where all of our top, if you were a top 5 kid in Georgia, that meant you had a chance to play in the All-American game.
Yeah.
If you were a top 3 kid in Georgia from like 2015 to probably 2019, 2020, maybe, you was a pro.
Facts.
These 2024s, 2025s, they're not growing up in that environment. Like if you look at Isaiah Collier, number 1 player in the country right now, it's a lot of people saying that 2023 class is a down class. Oh, there's no one and dones in this class. Like they was at the McDonald's All-American game diving on the floor for loose balls. They was playing hard.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't get that Sharif Cooper, type of love. So I think these kids grew up in a little bit different of environment. Like, and none of these 2024s, 2025s have won anything yet.
That's true.
And they still got a lot to prove.
James is right. TJ Clark did go to OT. And Dre, didn't we just see TJ Clark about a month ago at Duquesne?
No, we saw his brother. That was his brother.
That was his brother? Okay.
Yeah, that was his brother. Yep.
And he hooping up there too.
He is. He's doing well. Yeah, so I want to show a Kai Fleming. I want people to understand why I'm calling this the ski mask class. This 2025, if you get one.
And you know what? I think Petway would, for Kai Fleming, is probably be one of the first kids he may call, because what Petway has, he's coached pros.
Yes.
You say Colin Sexton, boom, every kid in Georgia looks up to him. So you got Colin Sexton and Kyra Lewis, 2 guys who've been drafted in the NBA, and you coach these guys for 1 year. So you know how to get a guy to the next level to make a pro.
Does he get Colin, Kyra Lewis, and some of these other guys to start helping him because we know pros do this. Donovan Mitchell helps Louisville recruit a lot. Peyton Siva, they help Louisville recruit a lot with contacting some of these kids. Does Petway get young Bull on line 1 and say, hey, man, like, I need you to get on FaceTime with me? Like,
dude, I got pros calling kids to get them on their AAU team. So I know they're going to call to get them in school. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to show, man, I'm going to get us out of here. We've been going for a minute, but I'm going to show a couple of highlights of these 2025s. We'll talk about Petway, and then I'll close it off, man. But I want y'all to see this kid, because this 2025, some of the kids that Petway's been involved with, this the ski mask class, big dog. If you get one, Kennesaw State might get his first NBA player that I know of. I don't know if they've had one before, but you could get an NBA guy out of.
They just got to out recruit Auburn. They got to out recruit Auburn.
Got to convince one to stay home.
Yeah,
we keep the convo rocking. I think you got a chance. But this is a Kai Fleming.
Bam.
Woo! This kid can really shoot the ball, man.
Man, it feels so good to see him improve, because I watched him a lot as a freshman at Osborne when Zaka was a senior, and struggles he went through because he was just still figuring out, learning how to play the game speed. But like seeing him this and dominate this game with other future Division I talent, and he got MVP of this as well.
He did. And that was Bryson Tiller. He just made that jump shot over. Right. So like you said, he's now competing against high level guys. That event, and shout out to Horace. Yeah, shout out to Horace Naismith. That underclassmen All-American game was loaded. And Kai Fleming did his thing, man. He showed he could really shoot the ball.
Ken Osborne keeping?
No comment, man.
Hey, man, what's wrong with Dave, bro? What's wrong with you, man? Hey, what's wrong with you, bro? Chill out.
Hey, you think this game podcast 3 years ago?
Right, bro. Hey, man, technical foul. Bro. Hey, he wilding right now.
Hey, Drake, that's when the conversation comes. Who's a high major program?
Thanks. Like, he wilding, bro. Hey, bro, listen, I'm going to tell you, D. Hey, you got to be careful because I got people tweeting at Jeff Goodman. Hey, man, love of the game already announced the top 3, man. Go to bed, Jeff. Like whatever you say and do can and will be used against you in the court of law on this show, big dog.
I'm just asking the reporter question. Since I got my feel out there, I can't ask one of them shock value questions.
Hey, you can ask whatever you want. Hey, now this is 5-star.
And both y'all over there.
This is 5-star. This is 5-star Caleb Wilson, who has an offer from everybody in America, but Petway has been on him. He has a relationship. Again, this is the ski mask class of 2025. Caleb Wilson is just a walking double-double. I mean, every time I've seen him play, he's like, and not even like, I ain't talking about 12 and 10 double-double. He is a 20 and 18 double-double in like almost every game. I've never seen a kid like get 17 rebounds in a game so effortlessly before. 5-star kid, will be a McDonald's All-American. This is Caleb Wilson. Ski mask class.
Man, he's grown so much since the freshman year.
Where you put him at, Lock? 6'10"? 6'9"?
It's nice. He's there. He's up there. He man, it's crazy. They was comparing him to Jabari Smith, but I think he has a little more than what Jabari had at his age.
I would agree. Jabari was primarily a catch and shoot guy really early and then developed the rest of his game. Caleb got a lot of shit to him, and he rebounded a lot better than Jabari at that age too.
I think his body's gonna fill out more than Jabari's. Watch.
It's always hard to tell, D, but I couldn't argue that.
But yeah, this was so crazy, and I feel like this is why we undervalue a lot of talent here in Georgia or in Atlanta, because Barry was just 2-3 years ago, and look what we got coming up.
Facts. And we already comparing this kid to a number 1 draft pick. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like you get spoiled. Like, you really get spoiled with the talent here.
This kid really good, man. Like, I don't think people talk about his ability to pass the ball enough either.
Yeah, Jabari wasn't doing that at all.
Hey, man, I'll say this, man, and Lock, you on the show, and I got to give you your flowers on this, man. A lot of these kids, I don't even get to see a lot of times until they pop up on freshman U, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
True story.
They coming back this year, too. We coming back hard.
Okay, yes, sir. You know, I hit you about a month ago about that.
Yeah, you did, man. I had my son and 2 of my Achilles in the same week. So
yeah, I remember you telling me. Dang.
So Kennesaw State faithful, when I talked about us having a NIL collective, and I started saying that it was a must moving forward,
Yeah.
Now you see what I'm talking about.
That's not even an if, ands, or buts, right? I got it. To what you're saying and what you put parking to the side, that needs to happen like now.
Gotta have it. We need a couple of lawyers from Kennesaw State to get together. We need a collective. We need a collective.
I'm still good with parking being free, but NIL money,
Yeah.
gotta have that. Gotta have that.
It's one thing for Petway to have relationships with some of these kids. It's one thing for him to be able to go and be received and be able to offer some of these kids. This is why I keep saying us as fans have a big part to play in the future of this program. We have to do our part to help Petway recruit. We have to do our part. Even if it's a small NIL amount, 10,000, 20,000 per player, whatever it ends up being, we have to do our part because we're talking about kids that we're asking them to give up too much. That's why they go higher.
Where are you, Home Depot? Where are you, UPS? We need something.
Georgia Pacific.
Yep.
Yeah, come on.
Coke.
Like,
where you at, Coke?
Absolute. Wells Fargo, holla at us. Like we SunTrust, we got too many people that have big buildings and headquarters here that can help us make this happen. But I'm gonna say this, even without those big corporations, I'm gonna keep 43,000 students. If we have an NIL collective and we come together, if the alumni association comes together and supports it, this is outside of company donation. I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about the community getting together and deciding, hey, we're going to the next level. We can make it happen. We have more power and ability than I think people realize to get things done. You get a couple of lawyers, you fill out your paperwork. I think it's a 990 or something like that form, or 9099 form or something you fill out to get your collective going. You name it, and boom, you're able to start taking donations and getting contributions from companies to go to your NIL, and you get to decide how that money gets spent. It's outside of the school. It's outside of the school. So we can decide, hey, Petway, we got your back. This is what we're going to do. And here's how this money is going to be distributed. Right? You're splitting this amongst your team. We have the ability, like that 2025 class, every kid that we're about to show is a McDonald's All-American candidate.
Right.
Like, I hate using the word pro, but shit. Like, we're talking about another level that he's been involved with, but it just can't be, hey, I'm Petway, we got a relationship, I know you, give up, $60,000, $80,000 and a charger or whatever it is you're gonna get, and come with me to Kennesaw State for the love. Like, we gotta be honest about this thing too. We gotta be realistic about some of this too.
He got things he can fight back, so he can recruit with, because the Conference USA is going to really help him.
Yeah. And to your point, both of y'all's point, now that we get some of those Conference USA teams coming to Kennesaw State, best believe that's going to pack out the arena when we get some of them top Conference USA teams. And I hate Houston's leaving.
Dude, yeah, it sucks. But, man, if, like, UAB,
that's going to be a new rival right there, Locke.
And if Jelly Fan was still there,
it's going to get wild. But again, when you go into Conference USA, some of the teams, even the teams that aren't winning, have collectives.
Shoot, North Texas got one.
Like, we gotta, we have to compete as well. That's the point. These fans gonna get tired of me saying that, but I'm gonna drive that point home until I can't do it anymore. We have to compete, man. We have to compete. We have to compete as a fan base. This is the last one I'm gonna show. 4-star Jacob Wilkins, the son of Dominique Wilkins. Jacob Wilkins is a 6'8". Can you imagine if you get Caleb Wilson and Jacob Wilkins? Like, hey, welcome to Sports Center. Welcome to the front page. Welcome to ESPN Game Day, showing up on the yard and broadcasting live. Like, and these are, and like we always say, recruit Georgia, recruit Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show Jacob Wilkins. He's 6'8", and he does everything. Like, he really does everything.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was Houston's in the American Conference now, right?
Yes.
But they were in Conference USA, right?
Yes, and so was Memphis at one point in time, but they both moved up. They're an American. The biggest competition we got, Western Kentucky's in Conference USA. UAB is killing it. They're in Conference USA. Shit. FAU that was just in the Final Four, they're in Conference USA. There were 3 teams in Conference USA that won over 27 games.
And North Texas won the NIT.
North Texas won the NIT. They are also in Conference USA. Tough league.
Tough conference.
Tough league where this talent that we're talking about, we need to be able to go get.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, what you're saying, and even what you were saying, both y'all were saying earlier, a lot of those guys, those Atlanta guys in the portal, it's important that they grab a couple of them, and not just for it to be Atlanta, but those caliber kids is what's needed to be contenders.
Jacob, of course, is wearing 21, and this kid can fly. Not only can he fly, he can shoot it. He's got a beautiful shot.
Well, he barking too.
Yes, he is. They're playing Newton, so they're not playing any scrubs. Like, he's putting up numbers against good teams. Stephon Castle's so good.
One and done.
He gonna fit in good at UConn.
Who's playing AAU with?
Jacob, I'm not sure. I'm not sure this year. So we're talking about Jacob Wilkins in this game playing against a McDonald's All-American right now. Corner 3. Knockdown.
Yeah, this dude here.
6'8", man. 6'8".
They said TSF.
5. Yeah. Wilson, he plays for TSF. He plays for TSF.
So, guys, like, I wanted to show these kids because I want to show the level of recruiter that Pat Way is in and the type of relationships that he has. You know, I'm trying to show where we have the ability to go. Am I saying I think that they're coming? I'm not saying that. But we can't make them go out here and fight with one hand behind his back or 2 hands behind his back. Like, win or lose, we got to fill up the convo. Because at the end of the day, what he's coming in to do next year, I already talked about how high the level of difficulty was. The level of difficulty is still high. He hasn't coached in the ASUN before. What if Burden, Cottle, and Robinson walk. He's coming into a league that he's never coached in, with a staff that he's never coached with kids that he'll be working with for the first time. How long will it even take for him to teach the kids and his own coaching staff the terminology that they want to use on offense and defense? Like, people forget, when you're in high school, you just hoop it. When you're in college, they're teaching you technique. So the rest of his staff may have taught things a certain way for the rest of their whole career. What if he wants to teach it a different way or call it a different name?
What, you know what though? I feel like what's going to be very helpful for Petway, what he's doing. He's been at Alabama for so long, and he's been under so many different head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So him adjusting, I think he's going to adjust very well. Like what you're talking about, I'm not even afraid for that for Petway. I'm afraid somebody going to have Petway in these Atlanta streets, because this ain't Alabama. Like I don't want to see some heavy. It's my hair Petway and pinups or somewhere.
Wow, I just got a DM that just blew me away.
Well,
wow. Okay. Okie dokie. That changes a lot. Now what? That's definitely way offline. I'll tell you guys later.
Yeah, we got that off the air.
yeah, for sure. Way off the air. Yeah. So I just want to stick with that, guys. Like, we got to give Petway something to fight with. We got to give him something to work with. We can't expect him to do it with one hand tied behind his back. Like, we got to buy season tickets. It's $100, man. If you're a family man, you can't go to O'Charlie's with $100. You can't go you can't buy Chick-fil-A for $50 for 4 people. Like, we got to fill up the convo, man. That $50 deposit is not asking too much. We got to fill up the convo. That $100 for season tickets is nothing. Like, I feel like that's the least we could do. We got to fill it up, man. We got to fill it up. To me, even if you feel like you can't go to all the games, they $10 individually, man. Just spend $100. Like, bro, just drop the $100. And we got to get the NIL collective going, because it's gonna be expected. Like, this is how the game works now. It's gonna be expected, man. Y'all want to give any last shout outs? Y'all want to say anything about Petway before we go?
Hey, Petway, I still need that full access to Kennesaw State. I need the same results, the same access I had before. That can't change. Practice and all.
Man, not really much to say, man. It's just, I'm excited to see what he can do, and I'm really excited to see the type of players he can possibly bring in, to keep this momentum rolling. And, I want to see some of them Atlanta kids go up 75 and see, and give Kennesaw State a chance, man.
I'm going to go back to this, man. Why not us? Why not us? I'm about to start putting that on every single tweet, man. Why not us?
Put the owl behind it. That actually would be a dope t-shirt right there. You put the Kennesaw State owl, why not us? That'd be kind of dope.
Facts. Let's make that happen. I'm just gonna say to Petway, congratulations. Don't take my love for the previous coaching staff as a knock against you. I can't wait to get a chance to sit down and talk to you. I'm here 100% to support. We want to welcome you in, give you a warm welcome. I understand, the level of difficulty that come with the job. I know how tough it's going to be. What you're taking on is not going to be easy. I know you're first. Before we talking about all these other kids that you may need to recruit out of the portal and 2025s and all this other stuff. But the first thing you got to do is recruit your current team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like we're behind you 100%. I'm gonna keep screaming and yelling until we make this job is a good job. This job is a gold mine job. It's a destination job. I'm gonna keep saying that until everybody is with me and believes it, and then we start acting like it and start improving the job the way that we should. I gotta end this with saying, number one, hey man, Milton Overton, my man. My man. Hey, in Overton we trust. I believe in leadership. When you get a good leader who makes wise decisions and invests in the right people, people become culture. Your culture can drive you on to better and better things. We talked about this. He could have made a mistake. He could have hired somebody that was disconnected from the city. He could have done a lot of different things. There were so many people that applied for this job. Division III coaches applied. JUCO coaches applied. He talked to everybody. He heard everybody out. I feel bad for Ben Fletcher, but I still believe Overton made a really good choice and gave a really, really great candidate a amazing opportunity at being our next head coach. So I'm sticking with Overton we trust, but I do believe why not us just replaced in Overton we trust as the slogan. So like, man, I'm gonna keep pushing. Can't wait to meet y'all. I got some interviews coming soon, man. We're gonna I'm gonna announce who, but we got some interviews coming soon. Georgia State, Georgia Tech. I'm gonna start breaking down some stuff for y'all. I wanted to let guys get settled before I started doing that. But I've got some stuff coming up for you guys as well. Hey man, appreciate y'all. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all already know how we end the show. We do it the same way. You know what I mean? But listen, man, I'm telling y'all, we can do it. I've seen it done. That's how I know. That's why I'm so confident. I've seen it done. Why not us? Why not Kennesaw State? Why not the Owls, man? It can be us, man. I'm telling you, it can be us 100%, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a great night.